Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense, an episode from November 8th, 1959. Ralph Bell co-wrote this script and stars in this episode entitled The Last Trip.
And now, another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense. When a fond husband leaves on an overseas business trip, his loving wife is apt to slip a remembrance gift into his suitcase, as our heroine Myra does in a story by Ralph Bell and Eugene Francis called The Last Trip.
Over here.
Hi, Myra.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, baby.
What the devil happened? Been going out of my mind waiting in this horrid cafeteria.
Easy, baby. Took me a little longer than I figured to rig up our little surprise package. Then I got stuck in a cab. Traffic is murder.
Yeah, that's another thing. What makes you think they're going to let planes take off in this weather?
Relax, will you? I called the airport just before I left my apartment. All overseas flights are leaving as scheduled. It's only a little missed. Here's the package. Better get moving before Harry gets home.
He's home already.
What? You sure?
I just phoned. He got in 5 minutes ago and started to pack. Now, how am I supposed to get this into his suitcase without his noticing, huh?
I don't have to tell you how. He's your husband. You've never had trouble handling him up to now. Distract him somehow. Then slip the package into the suitcase, close it, and see that it stays closed till he leaves with it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Not going to be that simple.
Sure it is. You can do it, Myra. Look, you still want to go on living with him? I'll tell you right now. I'll just have to fade out of the picture.
You mean you'd stop seeing me?
I'd leave town, that's all.
All right. Give it to me.
Good girl. Now, look, you don't have to be nervous about handling it. It won't go off till it's time.
Hey, are you sure it'll work?
It'll work, Myra. I guarantee it. At 5 p.m. when it explodes, this plane will be well over the ocean. Now, you better get going. Phone me at my apartment after he leaves, and good luck, sweetheart.
Is that you, Myra?
Yes, Harry. Have you packed yet, dear?
Almost there. I'll do the rest after I finish shaving.
Oh, I'll do it, Harry. I'd have done it before, but I was delayed shopping.
What'd you buy? Anything interesting?
Oh, nothing really.
What's in that package?
Huh?
Well, that package you're holding.
This, just some shoes.
Oh, really? How'd they look? You know, you have such pretty feet, darling. Put them on, let me see.
Oh, Harry, there's no time. Now, where's your suitcase?
It's on the bed there.
What do you want me to put in?
What? Speak up, dear. I can't hear with this thing on.
I said, what do you want me to put in?
Oh, just some handkerchiefs and socks. I've packed everything else.
All right, dear. You fool. What color socks, dear?
I'm wearing the gray suit. Would blue be all right?
I think so, dear. Hotspot.
What, dear?
How many pair?
Well, just enough for 3 days, dear. And don't forget the handkerchiefs.
No, I'll put them right under your shirts. And your surprise package and everything else, you old goat.
What, dear?
I said the handkerchiefs are under your shirts, darling.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Now to get this closed.
Oh, golly. Will I be glad when this trip is over?
So will I, dear. Oh, darn.
Oh, don't bother with the suitcase, dear. I'll close it.
All right.
You know, I often think what my life was like before I met you. Years spent just grubbing for money, and who was there to spend it on? Here I was over 50, and I hadn't really lived. A meaningless existence. And then, 2 years ago, Providence was merciful. You came into my life. You gave me back my youth, Myra. You know that? Oh,
Harry.
Oh. Say, what's in here? Did I pack too much?
No. No, let's put our weight on it together.
Well, I could take some things out.
No, come on, together. Ready? Now, push down.
Oh, my. That'll never close. There's too much in here. I guess I'll have to take some things out.
Oh, Harry.
Oh, we'll take a minute. Myra, your package. What's it doing in my suitcase?
Oh, the package. Well, Harry, darling, it was to be a surprise.
A surprise?
Yeah, for your birthday.
My birth? But Myra...
It's a gift for you. I didn't want you to see it until you unpacked.
Oh, what a pity.
Now you've spoiled everything.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I didn't mean to.
Well, you put it right back and don't open it till you arrive. Then it'll still be a surprise. Promise?
Oh, I promise. You're so sweet, so thoughtful. Thank you, darling.
Now, hurry. You haven't much time.
Yes, dear. Now, suppose I take out these slippers of mine. That ought to make room for the package. There. Now it'll close easy. Well, I better lock it, too. A lot of petty thievery going on lately. Can't be too careful. Oh, there we are. It's all set. See me to the door.
Well, of course, dear. Now, hurry, darling. You'll be late.
All right. I'll cable you as soon as I land.
Yeah.
And give me a kiss.
Now, goodbye, darling, and take care of yourself.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Goodbye.
Man, I don't... Hello, Ted. Yes, he's gone. He managed it, but he nearly drove me right out of my mind. What do you mean, take it easy? You don't know what I've been through. Yes? Who is it?
It's me. Open up.
Dad, what are you doing here? I told you to stay away till it's all over. It's too risky.
You sounded almost hysterical, baby. Thought I'd better come over and stay with you till you calm down.
I am calmed down.
Well, I'll stick around anyway till we get the news about the plane. As soon as we hear you're a widow, I'll take off.
Suppose somebody decides to drop in.
So I'll use the fire escape in the bedroom like I've done before. How about a drink?
I've had one.
Oh, have another. Settle your nerves.
When will we know?
Will you stop fretting? The explosion will happen at 5 on the nose. Radio will probably flash the news later this evening.
Then what?
Oh, Myra, we've been over this a dozen times. We sit tight till the airline calls. Then you go into your act. The shocked and bereft widow.
Yeah.
Only you'll have to be convincing.
Oh, that won't be easy. It'll be such a relief to know I'm finally rid of him. One thing worries me, though.
Here's your drink. What worries you?
Suppose the plane's only damaged and it manages to turn back and land.
Not a chance. There's enough blast in that little package to knock over a house. You can imagine what it'll do to a plane 10,000 feet up. Come on. Drink up, Myra. Wait, a toast. To Harry, our benefactor. To his last trip. Let's turn on the radio, huh?
You know, I can't help feeling a little sorry for those other plane passengers.
Well, that's very humanitarian of you, Myra. But like I've always said, some must die so that others may live in clover. That's a basic fact of life.
You're very necessary to me, Ted. I mean emotionally.
Really? Why?
You're such an unadulterated heel, you make me feel almost respectable.
And you're such a charming hypocrite. You make me feel like an honest man. Almost. Oh, we're a dandy team.
afternoon news. The weather's making headlines again today. The slight haze that's hung over the city for the past 2 days thickened late this afternoon and developed into heavy smog.
Hey, turn that up.
The smog has been caused by a heavy, congested, smoke-filled atmosphere that is imprisoned over the city by damp, immobile air. Meanwhile, all flights have been canceled at city airports, and motor traffic is moving at a snail's pace. Motorists are warned to drive with extreme caution. President Eisenhower held a press conference today.
Dead.
Yeah.
You suppose?
Go on. Say it.
Harry's flight. It's been canceled.
In just a moment, we will return for the second act of Suspense.
Bonjour, I am Jacques Leroy, expert on the stereophonic phonograph. I will now clear up this whole subject. S'il vous plaît, listen to ordinary stereo. A girl crossing the street. Eh bien, now on Columbia Stereo 1. That was a pretty girl crossing the street. Quelle différence! The fantastic Columbia Stereo 1 phonograph gives you all the realism and excitement of a live performance. Oh, in a moment, mademoiselle. Oh la la. Oh, pardon. You see, only Columbia has exclusive stereo projection. Not just a few separated speakers, I know, but multiple speakers that send interlocking circles of sound through every inch of a room. See the Columbia phonograph, man, tout de suite. Columbia Stereo 1 portable start at $39.95. Consoles from $129.95. Attendez, ma chérie! Wait for me!
Wait for me as well. From November 8th, 1959, Suspense. Now some real commercials on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you can get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care. And that's MediShare. You get both. The typical family saves $500 a month switching to MediShare. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. It's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network, so yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. If you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here is the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Suspense had a good long run. In fact, it ran from 1940 until 1962, 22 years. And intermittently, there were some dropouts along the way. But by and large, Suspense has had a very long run and remains to this date a landmark in classic radio because it, on September 30th, 1962, was the last classic radio program to air, along with yours truly, Johnny Dollar. And so, in fact, the funny part, we like talking about, if your terms get into popular acceptance, tales well calculated to keep you in suspense. Those of you who ever remember Mad Magazine, the cover blurb said, tales calculated to drive you mad. You gotta love it. Alrighty, from November 8th, 1959, Suspense. Ralph Bell stars and co-writes this story, The Last Trip.
Look at that haze, will you? It didn't seem so bad when I was on my way over here.
This plane didn't take off. Where do you suppose Harry is now?
I don't care where Harry is. Where's his suitcase? If it explodes while he's carrying it around, we're really in the soup. There'll be an investigation. It'll lead right back here.
Well, what do we do?
Wait. Wait a minute. Let me think.
This is a fine time to think, genius. Why didn't you think before?
Now, wait, Myra. The weather report said slight haze. The airline said they were operating a regular schedule. Nobody could figure they'd be smart.
Nobody could figure. You were smart enough to figure everything else. Why couldn't you figure this might happen?
All right, I didn't. Now, will you shut up for a minute? Wait. Maybe we're jumping to conclusions. We're not sure his plane was grounded.
So how do we find out?
Only if. Come on, answer. Hello. Can you tell me if Flight 377 took off on schedule? Yeah, hold on. Hello, what? Oh, thank you. You see, we panicked over nothing. Plane took off 10 minutes late, but it took off.
Oh, what a relief. I'm sorry, Ted.
That's all right, baby. For a moment there, it felt like the whole world was falling in on us. Say, I could use another drink. You?
Yeah.
Hey, who can that be?
I don't know. Where you going?
The bedroom. I'll wait out on the fire escape till you get rid of whoever it is.
Close the door.
Hey!
Coming. Who is it?
It's me, dear.
Harry.
Open up there.
Harry. What happened? Why aren't you on that plane?
Myra, you won't believe it. Wait until you hear. Close the door, dear.
Harry, for heaven's sakes, what happened?
Well, my cab got stuck in an awful traffic jam, and the fog, or the smog, or whatever it is, kept getting heavier every minute. Traffic was just crawling. And finally it occurred to me that even if the cab got me to the airport on time, all flights would probably be canceled. So...
But your plane took off.
Oh, did? Well, how do you know?
Well, I called the airport.
Oh, now, how do you like that? I probably could have made it after all.
Where you been all this time?
I went back to the office, sent a cable that I'd be a day late.
You left your suitcase in the office?
What?
Your suitcase. Did you leave it in your office?
Well, no, of course not.
Well, where is it?
Why... Isn't that foolish of me? I left it outside the door. I'd better bring it in. Here we are. I'll just leave it in the corner here. There's no point in unpacking. I'll be going first thing tomorrow.
What time is it?
Let me see. It's 4:45. More or less.
Well, what do you mean, more or less?
My watch may be a little slow.
Look, Harry, let's go out to dinner tonight, huh?
Well, it's not very pleasant outside.
Well, I don't care. I just don't feel like cooking in tonight. Let's eat early right now and go to a movie or something, huh?
Well, if you really want
Yeah,
to.
I'll go fix my face. Why don't you mix a drink for us while I get ready?
All right.
There's soda in the kitchen. I'll be ready in a minute.
Myra!
What?
Put down that suitcase.
Well, why? I'm taking the bedroom. It clutters up the room here.
For heaven's sake, you'll strain yourself. That's too heavy, boy. Give it to me.
No, I can manage that. Don't fuss, Harry. Make the drink, huh?
Well, all right. But if you strain yourself, Myra...
Dad. It's all right, Harry's in the kitchen. Get in here. I've got the suitcase.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
What do I want you to do? Take the bomb out and get it out of here.
Yeah, okay.
Hurry. You've got less than 15 minutes before it goes off.
I know. Oh, great.
What's the matter?
It's locked. Where's the key?
Harry's got it.
I'll have to break the lock then.
How'll I explain that? No, wait. I've got a better idea.
What?
Take the suitcase. Get rid of it in the river. It's only a block away. You'll have time.
Yeah, but how can I take it down
All
to the...
right. All right. Hit me.
What?
Yeah, hit me in the face. Then take the suitcase. I'll wait till you get down the fire escape, then I'll call for help. I'll tell Harry there was a thief, that he knocked me unconscious before I could scream.
Yeah, but Myra...
Don't argue. Do as I say.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Hard now. Hard enough to leave a mark. It's got to be convincing. Go on.
All right. Okay, Myra. I'll be in touch.
Help! Help! Harry, help! Where is the old fool? Harry!
Myra, what is
Oh,
it?
Harry.
What happened? Oh, here, let me help you out. Look at your face. What on
A
earth?
man, he must have come in from the fire escape. He struck me before I could scream.
Good Lord.
I saw him take his suitcase before I passed out.
Oh, I better call the police. Are you all right? Shall I call a doctor?
No, it's just a bruise.
Well, you better lie down. I'll be right back. Hello, operator. I want to report a robbery. Hurry, please. Now, Myra, you should lie down.
I'm all right, I tell you.
Oh, now, who can that be?
I'll get it. Yeah, what is it?
Harry Jason's residence?
Yes?
Detective Sergeant Duran, 28th Precinct.
Oh, I was just calling you fellas.
Yeah? What about?
Well, a man just broke into our apartment from the fire escape. He struck my wife and got away with a suitcase. You better come in, officer.
Just a minute. Is this your suitcase, Mr. Jason?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, it is, Myra. Oh, it's definitely my suitcase, Sergeant. You see, there are my initials, H.J.
Uh-huh.
The plot thickens. November 8th, 1959, Suspense. Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox here on your favorite radio station. While we hear Ralph Bell in a large number of 50s programs, most especially Lieutenant Rogers on Barry Craig Confidential Investigator, his longest-running gig was on the CBS Radio Mystery Theater. That show ran from 1974 to 1982, and we don't really consider that classic radio. But it was still great stuff. He was on Lux Radio Theater, CBS Radio Workshop, Cloak and Dagger, The Chase, X-1, Mysterious Traveler, Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, and other shows, including Suspense. November 8th, 1959, he stars and co-wrote this episode, The Last Trip, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Hey, Keen, bring him in here. Close the door. This the man who assaulted you, lady?
Well, I can't be sure. I didn't get a good look.
Can you identify him, Mr. Jason?
Well, no, Sergeant. I didn't see him at all. I was in the kitchen when it happened. What makes you think he's the one?
Somebody from across the way called to report there was a man lurking on your fire escape. We got here just as he was coming down, carrying your suitcase. He started to run, and we collared him.
Please, what time is it?
Time? Oh, it's about 5.
I mean exactly.
Exactly. I got 4 minutes to 5. Why?
No reason. I'm just confused. The shock.
Oh, sure. I understand. Now, if you folks will come down to the station and file charges.
Now?
Sure, might as well get over with.
Well, why don't you all go ahead? I'll join you as soon as I make myself more presentable.
No, that's all right, ma'am. We'll wait for you. No hurry.
But I don't feel well. My face is...
Oh, yeah, it sure looks a mess. Meaning no offense, ma'am. Maybe you better bring her down later, Mr. Jason. Okay, you pick up the suitcase.
No.
What do you mean, no? You wanted it so bad you lugged it down the fire escape. Now you can lug it down to the station. Pick it up. Go on.
Wait. Listen to me. There's a time bomb in there. It's set to go off in less than 4 minutes. If we don't get away from here, we'll all be blown to pieces.
What are you, a comedian? Pick up that suitcase.
It's the truth, I tell you. You gotta believe me.
How do you know there's a bomb in there?
His wife put it there.
He's crazy, officer. I don't even know this man.
We were in it together. It was supposed to blow up on the plane. Now, open that suitcase. I'll defuse the bomb before it's too late. Will you hurry?
I don't understand. You mean there's actually a...
Relax, Mr. Jason. You know there's no bomb in there. He's pulling some kind of story.
I'm not, I swear it.
All right. I'll go along with the gag. We'll just sit here for 5 minutes and see if your bomb goes off. One thing I can't stand is a 2-bit crook that's a wise guy.
He's telling the truth. Harry, open it.
Myra.
Give him the key, Harry, quick.
Where's the key, Mr. Jason?
The key?
The key to the suitcase, have you got it?
Here.
Yeah, give me it. Where'd you put it, Myra?
Under his shirt.
Where is it?
Not there.
you're referring to my birthday present, Myra, dear, you're quite right. It's not in my suitcase.
But...
You see, Myra, my dear, I was so touched this afternoon when for the first time in our whole married life you remembered I had a birthday. In fact, it was the first birthday gift you'd ever given me. So on my way to the airport, I couldn't resist seeing what it was. Imagine my surprise when I recognized its somewhat lethal nature.
It wasn't my idea, Harry, honest.
At first, I was somewhat stunned. And then all your little maneuvers, your adroit little lies in the past began to fall into place. I took your gift to Sergeant Duran here, and then we drove over and waited outside the house until we saw your friend arrive. We evolved a little stratagem to get a confession from you both. And now that we have it, Sergeant, I think you'd better get him out of here.
Sure, Mr. Jason. Okay, let's go, you two.
Oh, Myra, one thing more. My birthday actually occurred last month. It's a pity you never remembered the date. Or rather, how lucky.
Suspense.
You've been listening to The Last Trip, written for Suspense by Ralph Bell and Eugene Francis. Heard in tonight's story were Ralph Bell, Connie Lemke, Eugene Francis, and Bob Dryden. Suspense is produced and directed by Paul Roberts. Listen again next week when we return with The Companion, a story of jealousy and jewels, written by Walter Black. Another tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
November 8th, 1959, Suspense on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. One more word about Ralph Bell. Bell was married to Pert Kelton. You may remember her from a number of programs, including she was the original Alice Cramden in The Honeymooners. You also might remember her from her appearances on the Milton Berle radio show. She passed away in 1968. Bell and Pert Kelton had 2 children together. Bell passed away in 1998 of a heart attack. He was 82. All right, let's move on to Claudia here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. This episode, November 8th, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
Oh, it's so beautiful out walking at night, isn't it, David?
It's a nice night.
It's a brilliant idea of yours to take this walk. I'm so sleepy I'll go right to sleep.
The air's pretty cold. I should think you'd feel all fresh and awake.
I do now, but once I get into the warm house, my eyes will close like Venetian blinds. I'll get as sleepy as a kitten.
You draw a very pretty picture of yourself.
Look at our house, David. If you were a stranger walking through the woods, wouldn't that house lure you like a castle in a fairy tale?
If I were cold and hungry and lost, it would look like heaven with a mortgage.
Well, I'm not cold, and I'm not hungry, and I'm not lost, and it looks like heaven to me. Oh, darling, what a wonderful night. We'll dream such wonderful dreams.
It's only about 10 o'clock.
Well, that's late for going to sleep early. Say, David, you hear something?
Huh? What'd you say?
Well, I thought I heard our telephone ringing.
I think you're right. I think that's our telephone.
Well, we better hurry.
Hey, careful how you run.
Suppose?
You'll break your ankle. The ground's very rough.
Won't keep ringing forever, David. Hurry!
They'll call back if we miss them.
Oh, I couldn't bear it. Who do you suppose?
It's still ringing.
Say, you didn't lock the door, did you, David?
No, it's open.
Oh, please, don't stop ringing. Please be patient. Here we come.
It stopped ringing.
No, it hasn't. No, it's just catching his breath.
Do you want to get it?
Yeah, I'm right here.
It has stopped ringing.
David, don't keep saying that. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Stop shouting. That won't help. I said the phone has stopped ringing.
Couldn't have. Hello?
All right, go on saying hello if you like, but nobody hears you except me.
Oh, I can't bear it.
You just have to bear it.
David, it's awful. It's like having a ghost in the house and not knowing its name. Who do you suppose telephoned us at 10 o'clock at night?
Could be a number of people.
Don't say that. You're making it worse.
Oh, come on. Let's go to bed.
To bed when the telephone might ring any minute? I couldn't sleep a wink.
Now, what do you propose to do?
I propose to wait up for its ring.
Whoever it was who called might not call back.
Oh, they're bound to call back.
Yeah? What makes you so sure?
Well, when I call somebody up and they don't answer, I call again.
It just so happens it's not you on the other end.
Well, I'm not so different from other people. I figure the person is in the bathtub or in the kitchen or outside or something, so I call back.
Oh, you don't make any sense.
I understand what I'm saying perfectly.
I doubt it.
David, take off your coat. You'll catch cold standing around in it.
You'll catch cold standing around in yours,
I'm
too.
taking mine off, too. Who do you suppose it was?
Oh, do I have to go through this until the telephone rings again?
Aren't you curious at all?
No. I'm going to bed.
Then go to bed. I'll wait up alone.
And be awakened by you, I should say not. But I'm not going to wait for that phone to ring more than 10 minutes.
We won't have to.
You sure of that?
Positive? I wonder who it was.
No. Tell you what I'll do. I'll make a bargain with you. I'll wait 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes. But I am not going to wonder who it was.
Julia, maybe.
No, not Julia.
Roger Killian?
No. He wouldn't call at 10 o'clock.
See, Mama's upstairs sleeping, so it can't be her. Thank goodness, or I'd be worried.
Claudia, there are 8 million people who live in New York City alone. 5,000 right here in Eastbrook. Now, you're not going to guess who it is out of all that number of
Honestly,
people.
you make it so complicated, David. I don't know all those people. I know only a very few. Oh, why doesn't it ring? I think I'll have a glass of milk.
This is sheer madness. We'll be up until tomorrow morning.
You are behaving just like a man.
How do you expect me to behave?
It rang. David, it rang, the telephone.
The power of suggestion.
Hello?
Hello, is this Eastbrook 276 ring
Who is
3?
it?
Yes, that's our number. David, it's long distance.
Probably New York.
One moment, please. San Francisco is calling.
San Francisco?
San Francisco? You sure you understood correctly?
Sure, I'm sure I understood correctly. She said San Francisco is calling. Who do we know in San Francisco?
We don't know anybody in San Francisco.
Must know somebody in San Francisco because that somebody is calling us up.
It's only 7 o'clock in San Francisco. There's a 3-hour time difference.
That makes it 10 o'clock here.
Brilliant.
Well, then how did you know it was 7 o'clock in San Francisco?
One moment, please.
We're waiting, operator.
Who is it?
Well, then it's not in the middle of the night for whoever's calling us. It's only 7.
I can't imagine who it is.
Well, we'll soon find out. Aren't you glad we're still not out walking?
I'm not so sure.
Eastbrook 276 ring 3.
Right here.
The party that is calling you does not answer.
Who is the party that's calling me, please?
I'll ring them again and call you back.
Please, operator, who was it?
Thank you for waiting.
Operator, don't hang up. She hung up, David.
Well, now what?
The party that was ringing us didn't answer.
How come?
How do I know how come? The operator didn't tell me how come. She doesn't know how come either. Such a business.
I am going to bed.
You can't go to bed just like that.
Who says I can't?
I says you can't. You have to wait up for me for the operator to call back.
She may not call back for hours.
That's what you said last time, and it was only 5 minutes. Sit down, David. Sit down. Smoke your pipe.
Oh.
Be patient.
I don't want to be patient. I don't want to smoke my pipe. I want to go to bed. I'm sleepy.
1 minute ago you weren't sleepy.
I'm sleepy now. Has the man got a right to be sleepy if he wants to be?
Who do you suppose it is?
You're starting to repeat yourself.
I've never known anybody from California, let alone from San Francisco. And why is it 3 hours sooner now than it is here later? Now.
Because the earth is round.
Well, I don't see that has anything to do with anything. Do you know anybody from San Francisco?
Not that I can think of offhand. I know a lot of people in New York that might be in San Francisco.
Really? You never told me who?
Anybody.
Well, who is anybody? You must have somebody in mind.
I had to open my mouth.
Anyway, why is it 3 hours sooner? I wish it were 7 o'clock here we'd be eating dinner. That strawberry shortcake was delicious. We'd have the whole evening ahead.
I'd just as leave have it behind me. Wondering about a ringing telephone. There lies the way to madness.
Well, personally, when you consider it's San Francisco calling us, it's no wonder we're having a little trouble getting together. We're thousands of miles apart. We're not even at the same time. You can't expect to just snap your fingers and conquer distance and time, can you?
You certainly can. The telephone is a miraculous invention.
I wonder what it's like talking to San Francisco.
Like talking to the next room.
When was the last time you talked to the next room? Did you have anything interesting to say?
You talk more nonsense.
Well, I didn't say I talked to the next room. You did. California, San Francisco.
I am sleepy.
David, please concentrate. Who do we know in San Francisco?
Roger's wife telephoned from St. Louis the other day. Maybe she's in San Francisco now.
Could be. She's always going someplace. Could she have gotten there already from St. Louis?
That was almost a week ago.
Then she wouldn't be there still. She never stays any place a week.
Besides of which, why would she telephone us in the first place?
Or in the second place. David, maybe it's an order for you to design a building or something.
Oh, sure. Sight unseen.
Couldn't it be?
What?
Well, somebody who's heard what a wonderful architect you are and wants you to go out there and build something. They do a lot of building in San Francisco.
What makes you say that?
Oh, I'm always seeing pictures of houses. Luxurious homes with grapefruits.
I don't build luxurious homes with grapefruits. Might be amusing, but it's not my kind of architecture.
I know, darling, but maybe not everybody else knows that you have so many principles. San Francisco, I'm busting to know who it is.
Well, don't bust or you'll never find out.
I don't understand you at all.
Yeah, what's so odd about me?
You don't have any bump of curiosity whatsoever. You're so blasé.
I am older than you
Well,
are.
not that much older. Do you think we ought to wake up Mama?
Why on earth wake up Mama?
Well, maybe somebody she knows telephone her.
Well, wait and see who it is first.
Oh, then it'll take time to run upstairs and wake up Mama and take her downstairs. It really will cost money.
Well, now stop worrying about it. It's not a collect call.
Wouldn't it be a terrible trick to play on somebody? Collect call from the other part of the world.
Very funny, yes.
Maybe Mama has some kind of relative out in California I don't know about.
Not likely. Well, I guess I might as well smoke my pipe and settle down for a good long wait. I realize there is no hope in budging you until that call comes through. Hand me the matches. I should have known this thing would happen sooner or later.
Well, at least it's not later than 10 o'clock. We have that much to be grateful for. Just look at that black instrument sitting there staring me right in the eye. It's a demon.
Careful, you'll be hypnotized.
Is there room on that chair for two?
There is not.
Good. Push over.
Claudia, my trousers were pressed just this afternoon.
Shut up. I'll put another crease in them.
Oh.
No, I'm not that heavy. Don't make such faces. Oh, this is cozy.
Well, the vigil. We are two oversized dopes. Sitting here waiting for the phone to ring when it should be asleep.
Such a nice walk. What a shame to waste it now on sitting around in the living room. Oh, well, San Francisco doesn't call every night.
Thank heavens for little favors.
No, it must be something terribly important. Maybe it's a matter of life and death.
Your imagination is running away with
Maybe
you.
because we weren't here when that phone rang the first time, maybe something terrible is going to happen to somebody or other.
Are you serious?
Maybe a whole mystery revolves on this one phone call. Maybe
you've been seeing too many bad movies lately.
Well, those things happen, don't they?
Not to us. We're just ordinary folks. Nothing like that ever happens to us.
Well, something happened to us tonight. Out of the clear blue, the telephone rang. I'm hearing ghosts.
Well, answer it, for heaven's sake, before it hangs up.
It's psychic. It heard me say it rang. Here I come. Hello?
Is this Eastbrook 276, ring 3?
Yes, it is. Please put San Francisco on. We're waiting.
Who is it?
Soon find out.
Eastbrook 276, ring 3. You are the wrong number.
What?
We're sorry to have disturbed you. You are the wrong number. Your line is clear.
Oh, no. No, that can't be.
Claudia, what's the matter? What's happened?
That is a rank injustice, David. It's absolutely prejudice. That's what it is.
Well, what is it, darling?
We're the wrong number.
What?
Nobody wanted us at all.
Oh, I might have known.
Sue the telephone company. That's what I'll do.
Well, that would be a great help.
Honestly, such a thing had to happen to me. Oh, David, I'm so disappointed.
Then come on upstairs. By tomorrow, you won't remember what you were disappointed about.
Yep, coming.
I'll turn out the lights and forget about the whole business.
Oh, I've forgotten about the whole business already. It's a lovely walk, wasn't it, darling?
Nice and brisk. As I said before, I am sleepy.
So am I. David, what do you suppose somebody was calling somebody else from San Francisco about?
This time I'll take it. What has God wrought?
When you find yourself entertaining an unexpected guest, you're mighty glad you remembered to put plenty of Coke on ice. For those frosty bottles of Coca-Cola, sparkling and refreshing and delicious, have a way of turning a simple get-together into an event. Ask for Coke when you shop today. It's nice to have a supply on hand.
Hey, Joe, hold on there a minute, would you?
Certainly, David. What's up?
Has that ever happened to you?
A wrong number?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm afraid it has. Well, it's just one of those, machine-age foibles.
I am so sleepy. Well, I guess I'd better lock up and get to bed,
And a good night's sleep to you, David. You'll be glad you had it. Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's another day. It always is. But what else about tomorrow?
Come now, I don't have to tell you. Tomorrow, your household increases by 1.
Oh, the cow. That's right. She moves in tomorrow.
It's the big day.
Yeah, hallelujah. Get yourself some sleep, Joe.
I will. As I was about to say, every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir.
Ah, dear, the telephone. It's never fun, especially in the old days when it was attached to the wall. November 8th, 1948, Claudia on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Thank this station, support their advertisers. It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. And if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. All of our shows are available on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. You can stream the shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting. You can contact me there, find our social media links, learn how to build a classic radio collection of your own. And if you'd like to help us build our collection, you can buy me a coffee. That Buy Me a Coffee money goes straight to us acquiring additional classic radio collections to bring you here. The webpage one more time, classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.